in on the old system that allows me to operate this thing. I hope everybody's doing well and can hear me well as well. You might get the announcement that I'm doing something. Hopefully, you do. Today, we're going to be talking about something very interesting. It's called excited delirium. I think I can get this music playing, hopefully. Uh oh. Wait, let me see. Tell me if this is working. See, I am getting slammed. Uh oh. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, this is not going to work, huh? Probably not. I think this takes up too much bandwidth. I just came in blind. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can. It looks like I'm working. Okay. All right, how's everybody doing? I tried to throw some music in there. I'm just going to forget about that. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I'm trying to come back just because the studio that I'm using called Restream, they had something called Try New Experience. I tried that last show and it was a horrible experience to try, just so you know. I am now back to the old experience. Hopefully, that experience will do us well. And if you can let me know in the chat so I can tell, that, my friends, would sure be swell. How's everybody doing? Everybody going? We're just going to chit chat. We're going to talk about this and that. We're going to talk about something called excited delirium. Excited delirium. What is going on with white people? That is really the topic at hand. What is going on with them man to man? I mean, it's a consistent condition. They say they're almost on a mission. I'm going to try everything I can. I don't know. For those of you that are in chat that might be able to hit me back, let me know. If you're watching the Doug Rice Show on YouTube, if you can hear me and if I'm coming through loud and clear. Hopefully I am, and there it is there. So I've been posting consistently, and I want to say to each of you that listen to me, I am a writer. Before I am anything else, I write. I do it day, I do it night, I write, I write. That's all I do. I think, I write, I write, I think. And the show is more of an afterthought after the written down writing is wrought. That is really what I believe the show is about. So I don't I don't call myself a person that has necessarily a podcast, necessarily a show anymore, other than the effort that I put forth back a few years ago. You guys know. I put a lot of information out, a lot of PDFs, a lot of disseminating the falsehood presented to us right and left, and it's as it's as much as I can give, and now I got to do some things so I can live. But that aside, we are talking about what we're seeing involving the folks that identify as being white folks. That's what we're talking about today, and we're discussing something that a friend of mine, Paul Patton, he's a longtime listener of the show. He started with me at the beginning. If everybody remembers, January 6th, 2021 is when this show, just started, and it was. I stayed on online. I stayed live the entire time we watched them express the excited delirium. Now, what is excited delirium? Excited delirium, as I see, and as it's been explained to me, is that moment preceding death and the activities beforehand. As we know, and as we've seen on this show, the death knell of Gentiles is what we hear ringing. It's the end of their reign, the end that they're bringing. That's right. It's marked. You can see it. You can see it. It's plain. They're not aware that they're going insane. They don't recognize that they're losing their minds. The excited delirium has their behind. And that excited delirium allows you and permits you to do so many different things. You know, when you're preceding death, you can take so many bullets, you can take so many swings, you can lift up cars, you can get yourself out of predicaments, you can start a lot of mess as well. And that's what I think they're here to tell. They're here to start as much nonsense as they can on their way out. That's their plan. Excited delirium, that moment just before death, the death knell of their society is what they're left with. And they're frantically grabbing at the air, just seeing if there's anything there. And there's nothing there. There's nothing that they can grab. There's nothing that they can grab hold of that will save them. Here's what we know that the folks we talk about are identified as specific individuals. The individuals that are experiencing this excited delirium, they are very specific individuals. They all follow one specific demographic. They are blonde haired, blue eyed, white skinned, usually turned red in the sun. I will say it. I'm here to say it. Don't run. And these are the folks that are causing the most problems on the planet right now. These are the folks that are issuing the most threat. These are the folks that are not done yet. We're on the precipice of World War III, and they're worried about Negroes like you and me. Can you believe that? The excited delirium of these individuals is now something that's recognizable. You can see they are energized in some way, left or right, to be destructive all day, all night. And we can also surmise that when a Negro comes before their eyes, that's when they are most deathly energized. Why must they see us on sight and act? That's the question I have, folks. What do you think of that? Young child in school, walking out of school, walking away from school, white man goes out of his way to walk across the street and punch the child in the face to the extent that the police officer who was standing there watching him do it intervenes after the fact. And what do you think about that? This isn't a game. We are at war. And they are going through the excited delirium and so much more. They are energized on the sight of a Negro to do something to a Negro. What more must we discuss? Well, I'll tell you what we can talk about. Let me ask you this, folks. Posted a video a long while back, just a few, I don't know. When I say long while back, I post so many videos, so many things I say, so many things that come my way. I post them. But I got a video where the guy's starting out, kill all of us, kill all the N words, kill us. He's from South Africa. He calls us gaffers. Kill us all. Here's the problem I have, folks. And I want you to listen to this. Now, you go amongst the society of these individuals who are going through the excited delirium of the death knell just before they are exited off the world stage. You count those individuals and you can itemize, you can literally get to a number per 100 of individuals who think exactly as that man thinks, that he wants the extermination of Negroes to be the forefront of white mind. Now, you do the opposite in searching for a black man in like kind, and let me tell you what you're going to find. You'd be hard pressed to find a Negro that will let come out of his mouth that he wants to exterminate all white people. In fact, I have yet to remember the Negro that came with that nonsense publicly. And I know there have been one or two. Everybody's seen them too. Everybody's seen them. But you can't tell me that as a group, Negroes have that sentiment of the annihilation of white life on this planet. But let me tell you, you itemize and count these individuals person by person, and you get to the meat of their matter, and I guarantee you, you will have within the framework of your vision a murderous intent that they have for everything that is not them. Now, you call that what you want, accusation, racist, prejudice. I don't give a damn. Let me ask you another question. And I'm going to ask this again because I've asked it before. And I might even ask it a little bit more. If they thought that no one was coming to save Negroes, what do you think they would do to Negroes? I'll ask it again. If they didn't think that police would respond, that emergency services would respond, that somebody would have a slight problem with it, there's a vast majority, and I would say beyond our measure, that would have in mind the eradication of our kind. And I don't care what you think, you better think of this. You imagine emergency services disappear. Nobody's coming to save you, nobody cares. Now, at first, everybody's going to be helpful and nice and friendly, and everybody's going to be hand in hand helping everybody else. Then things start to get a little bit bad, a little loose. Then they start drinking that alcoholic juice. Then the tongues start getting loose. And then they want to start putting that violence to use. What target, what attitude do you think they'll begin to develop as the drinking moves forward? And they know nobody's coming to save anybody from anything that they choose to do. And I want you to understand that there's just a few of us looking like me and you in their orbit. What do you think these people will do to you, Negro? And that's just a fact. Now, you reverse the roles of having a majority of Negroes surrounding a small minority of folks that aren't Negroes, and you let the lights go out, and you can guarantee that these people will wake up in the morning unharmed, unmolested, unfucked with. But can the same be said for Negroes who, if left to the devices, surrounded by those that are not them, can it be said that you will be safe that next morning if no help is to arrive the previous night? I dare say you damn sure won't. That's all there is to it. So what's happening with them? What's the excited delirium about? What is it they see that we don't see? Or what is it they're understanding about their future that causes this kind of ruckus to go through their ranks? Well, it's real simple. You know, they put out and they put down this false narrative of their history now being laid bare. And there is a sinister, ugly story deep in there. These aren't honorable people. These aren't fair people. These aren't righteous people. These are white people. That's what they are. And what they want, they take by force, and that's it. And if they want your land, they take it. If they want your property, they take it. If they want your wives, they'll take it. If they want your goddamned culture and they take it, they'll call it their own. And that's it. And we've seen it happen over and over and over and over. But what they teach in schools is that these Greco-Roman homosexually driven individuals are the very seat of society and civilization. It is them that have come up with all of these marvelous beginnings that have now culminated in what we see today. And to all that I say, bullshit. A Negro can read now. And I understand that you are a poor copy of a poor copy that culminated about 8,000 years ago from the depths of the Caucasus Mountains. You climbed up from an experiment done upon people who were unknowingly, unwittingly put upon the world, kept at bay for centuries from civilization. Let me say it again. You Neanderthals that call yourselves superior, you were kept at bay from civilization for centuries behind the Caucasus Mountains. Folks prayed that you never got loose, and got loose you did. Intermingling with the population of the world until you are now woven into the very fabric of the planet. And the planet is now almost nearly done with you. It's over. It's a wrap. But beyond not being able to hold you at bay, we got to see you motherfuckers every damn day. And what bothers me, what really irritates me, is that they expect us to believe the lie about their origin. I've brought it up before about incubator babies. I've shown the goddamn pictures. I've offered the PDFs in proof. I've told you that these individuals were hatched in a lab, and I got some minds hitting the roof. People didn't even believe it until others started talking about it as well. And okay, there's no PDF that I can sell about it, but this we're in a situation, folks, where the temporal activity, the temporary reign of these heathens is being brought to a close. And they are doing everything they can to distract from the situation so that nobody knows. But if you're historically adept at reading, then there's not too much more proof you might be needing. These folks are on the way out. They're going through the death knells, the death throes. They're acting out. The excited delirium is what it's all about. And they're dangerous now. They're dangerous because they're growing stronger in their weakness. I'm going to say this again so that you guys understand this. These individuals that surround us claiming to be superior, blonde haired, blue eyed, turning red, Esau, Edomite individuals, they are growing stronger in their weakness. They are growing stronger in the recognition that they are weak. And so now we hear them louder as they speak. But we know it's just for show. At the helm, leading the pack, is Donald J. Trump. And that's a fact. This is, I think, their last hurrah. I mean, this is what it is that's going to put them there. I mean, they're going to be put in a position to do anything. They want to accomplish a mission. They got that Agenda 2025. And if you want to be scared alive, you read that. You read that document, and you'll see it's from hell sent. I tell you what, these folks want a neo-Nazi fascistic America devoid of color. They're going to do everything they can to whiteify America from head to toe, from in to out, from up to down, and all around. They're going to de-Negro this country. I think you'd understand that. I don't know if you get it. Now, black folks, they can stick around. Oh, yes, African Americans, they're free to stay. But let me tell you, Negroes must go away. That's what they're planning, folks. You better understand the death knells, the excited delirium includes planning. You better be hearing them. They got plans. They know they got one last breath. They got one last inhalation. They can take in one last breath of deep air. And then they're going to be out of here. And with that, they're going to do everything they can to eliminate the Negro man. That's just plain and simple. That's what they want to do. This is part of that excited delirium that they're going through. But they're slated for destruction. There's nothing that they can do to stave off the inevitable. They built this place upon murder and death, and it must be taken by that same kind of violence down to its very foundations. You need to understand there's nothing honorable about these men. There's nothing honorable about any single one of them. Each of them are identically flip-sided coins. And as God has said, their seed is spoiled in their loins. Oh, I couldn't resist that one, folks. I had to take that one. Yeah, I did that. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The excited delirium. What is our responsibility during this time? Well, I've been negotiating that with several folks. I've been talking to folks about what it is we should do. What is it we should do? We're watching them lose their shit. The sun vibrates above them. Pretty soon, that'll be it. So what do? I am of the mind I would like to save a few of their kind. I know that there are a few that will cling to Negroes, and I know that that's just the way that it goes, right? You've heard me say that before. So if that's the case, maybe we need to be in their face. Maybe we need to warn them. Maybe we need to tell them about what's happening within their ranks. Maybe a few of them might be so kind as to give us thanks. I don't know. I want to I want to say a few things. I want to point out a few of the details that might, save a few of their white tails. For instance, cling to Negroes if you want to survive. Come with us if you want to stay alive. Otherwise, you're going to go into slavery. And let me just say this, folks, slavery is unsavory. I had to do it. But I do appreciate you folks listening to my rhyme. I don't do this kind of thing all the time, but I wanted to get this out because if I didn't, the stones might shout. Anyway, excited delirium. Let me tell you something, folks. If you see someone near death and they are able to put their hands on you, well, let me tell you, folks, you may end up dead too. I don't know what to tell you. Now, look, if some of them is asking, looking, and reaching, well, they might be the folks you might need to be teaching. But for those that are resentful and unrepentant, well, let judgment come upon them and let it be unrelenting. That's my take on it. They're receptive to the message, will deliver the message. Otherwise, avert your eyes. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be plug ugly what they're about to do. And let me just tell you something, folks. They're starting with each other, but they want to end with me and you. You understand that we're the final target of this excited delirium. You understand that as much as they know they are on their way out, as much as they understand that they are an experiment complete. They call this the great experiment. They call democracy the glomming of everything not Negro into the United States to gloss over the fact that Negroes built this. They called it the great experiment, and the experiment is over. It has failed. It is done. It is through. The only thing left is to get a hold of me and you. So steer clear of these creatures. Yes, recognize all their demon like features because they're coming. They're coming for you and they're coming for me. And if you don't open your eyes, well, then you just won't see. All right, folks, that's it. I just wanted to throw that out there. This has been pent up, growing within me for weeks, and I've been meaning to get on this thing and speak. All right. Anyway, hey, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to tell you, look, it's excited delirium. Look it up. It's excited delirium. They know it's about over. They know it's about over, and all you need to do is steer clear until it is. That's it. Thanks so much, folks, for even tuning in. I hope this came across clear. And I hope you guys come back next time so you can see what next time you hear. Oh, I don't know what. I'm looking at a dog doing this. All right. Thanks so much. You guys have a good one.